Yo, what is going on, guys? Simon Austin coming at you with a brand new video today. And today we're going to be going over the question, is Shutterstock really worth it in 2020? In this video, I'm going to be going over my first 3 months on Shutterstock, and I'm going to break down all my earnings. We're going to go over what photos sold, what photos didn't sell, the size of my portfolio, and all different ways to make money on Shutterstock. After that, we're going to be going over some pros of Shutterstock and then some cons about Shutterstock. And then I'll let you guys form your own opinion if you think it's worth it for yourself. Hopping right into this video, we're going to take a look at my computer. So on Shutterstock, there is 3 things you can upload. You can upload illustrations, videos, or photographs. And under each, let's just pick a random photo here. We have, let's go photo, and then we see under usage, we have commercial or editorial use. Commercial use is used more to promote products on blogs, where editorial is used more from news and it can't promote any sort of product. So now we're going to jump over to the main area of Shutterstock contributor. This is where you can see and access everything. Right here we can see our earnings, where our photos were bought, what just sold, your monthly earnings, as right here, how many total downloads you have, your types of earnings, your sets, and your top performers. So first off, I just want to say that I don't have a video portfolio here on Shutterstock. I haven't uploaded any video clips. I've solely just gone with photographs, and I don't have any clue on numbers in terms of illustrations. But in terms of earnings for photos and the breakdown on that, every new contributor, generally a lot of your buys are going to be sub sales. When a sub buys your photograph, you are going to make 25 cents US. On-demand sales that happen less frequently, as you can see right up here, sell for $188 US. Now, I've only had one of these on my 3 months here on Shutterstock, so they're a little bit more rare to come by. Videos, on the other hand, from what I've heard, sell for a lot more, and you can actually make some pretty decent money from that, and I plan on expanding that. I just really haven't gotten time to look at old video clips and get them on here yet. Now, the last way you can make earnings here on Shutterstock is actually through referrals. So if people sign up with your code, then you can make a little bit of change on the side, as you can see up here at the top. Promote your portfolio and earn up to $200 for every new customer you refer. So yeah, going a little bit more into my earnings, you can see that I've made a total of $6.38 US for my first 2.5-3 months here on Shutterstock. Although I really only started uploading around mid-December, like a lot of photos, and the first 3 weeks or so, I only had about 50 photos on here. As you can see, every month as my portfolio has been growing, my income per month has also been rising. Furthermore, we have a total of 19 total downloads, and in terms of the breakdown, I've only had one on-demand sale, and that kind of makes up for a third or so of my total earnings. We have 18 sub downloads, which is 25 cents times 18. Now, going more into depth, we're going to take a look at my top performers. Now, something about Shutterstock that you have to realize is that you are going to be lucky sometimes, and other times you aren't going to be lucky. For example, here, this photo that sold, this was my on-demand photo that also sold, and we have 4 total downloads on it, is just a random photo that I took while walking outside here by a local bridge. There were some footsteps in the snow. I thought it was a cool photo at the time, but I didn't think anything about it. I threw it up on here, and this ended up being my most sold photo, which was quite shocking to me. Now, I guess the reason this photo did sell is just because it shows people and what they do in life. It's not just, a lot of my photos are generally nice landscapes, but this has the incorporation of the footsteps in the snow and shows that people's traveled here, which I understand from a stock perspective makes sense why it sold more than other photos of mine. A lot of my other shots going down, you can see they only have 2 and 1 download, and they're just nice landscapes generally. Cityscapes here, but not a lot of them involve people, which seems to be a big thing here on Shutterstock if you want to get sales. So now we're going to be going into my portfolio, and you guys can see the types of images I have up on Shutterstock. We're going to click over here. So this page here is what the buyer would see if they were to click on my profile. As you can see here, we have the links to my social medias. Right now, I only have Instagram. I don't have a website, but you can also put that up for everyone to see. Now, going here, I'm not sure what algorithm they use for the top images, as it says here, because this photo's never sold. These photos have never sold. This one's my most selling, and it's down here. I'm not sure how this works, but hey. Moving up over here, we have our collections. Now, this is where you can kind of put photo albums together, essentially. The ones I have are mostly just places I've been. Now, my strongest set, I would say personally, is my Toronto buildings and skyline set. Now, this is what's shocking to me is I have some photos, for example, like this photo, the first one up top. I truly think this is a pretty cool photograph and very unique. There's no other really photos from this vantage point of Toronto, and none of these photos have sold yet here on Shutterstock, only the more basic ones. But then again, these photos have only been on the website for a little amount of time, and I expect them to get some sales in the near future. Coming back here to my portfolio, you see generally I just have a lot of landscapes. I don't have a lot of human subjects in my photos. Scrolling down, I'll let you guys take a quick look here. A lot of rainforests. And I think that's the main reason why I haven't seen too many sales yet, is because a lot of landscapes in these places that I've gone are quite famous travel destinations, and there's already so many other photos like this on the website, and finding mine is like finding a needle in a haystack essentially. Now, people always ask the question, is it the quality of your photos or is it the portfolio size? Now, that's a really hard question to answer because sure, you can have a large portfolio, but in the grand scheme of things, even if you have 3,500 photos on here, let's say for example, there are about 200,000 photos added on here every single day. I'd like to say it's more quality over quantity, but that's just my personal opinion. If you have a strong portfolio with images that are going to be used in blogs, etc., then you can easily make more with a portfolio size of 300 than someone with 1,000, let's say. So hopping back over to the camera, I'm going to be going over some pros and cons of Shutterstock. So we're going to be hopping right into the pros of Shutterstock. Pro number one about Shutterstock is if you were a photographer before and you have a lot of images saved up on your computer, and I'm not talking professional photography, but if you were just a casual photographer and have a lot of images saved up on your computer, why not upload them to Shutterstock? That's actually what I did. I had a lot of images saved up on my computer that were just sitting there, about like 30,000 or so, and I still haven't gone through all of them yet. But I thought, why not upload them to Shutterstock? Because maybe I have a photo that other people would want. That's the thing about Shutterstock. It's not necessarily the highest quality images that sell. So yeah, if you have photos sitting around on your computer that aren't being used and are just sitting there, then I would recommend uploading them to Shutterstock. I look at it as sort of a passive income. I put in the work, uploading everything for, let's say, a couple days, and then I can just sit back and hopefully, maybe, make a little bit of money. Pro number two about Shutterstock is if you're not a professional photographer, it's a great way to practice your photography skills. It gets you to shoot all sorts of new things that you probably have never shot before, or maybe you have. For all you know, you can actually find new things that you really enjoy shooting. Pro number three about Shutterstock is that you can get lucky on Shutterstock. For all you know, some of your images might actually have some high sale value to them. Also, I've seen other creators who had some of their videos bought for upwards of $100. Now, this pro isn't necessarily always going to stay true. You might not have that one image that sells an extreme amount, but hey, it's worth a try. You never know. So pro three about Shutterstock is you don't need a massive portfolio to succeed here. If you have original content and it's not oversaturated in the stock market, you can easily check this on the main Shutterstock website by searching what you're going to post and see how many results come up. But yeah, for example, if you're really good at a certain type of graphics that not a lot of other people are doing, it could easily sell on Shutterstock because there's not a lot of saturation with that sort of stuff. Original work really does sell well. So my last pro about Shutterstock is the tier system they have. As you start to earn more money, there's certain numbers that you reach, and then the price per sale of everything goes up. So for example, the first tier after the base tier is the $500 mark. Once you reach that $500 mark, the price of all your sales will go up. So for example, if you're in a sub sale, instead of earning 25 cents, you'll earn 33 cents this time, which is quite a significant amount because to earn $1, instead of having to sell 4 photos, you only need to sell 3 now. That's the largest increase. Once you get to 3,000, it goes up to 36 cents. And then once you get to 10,000, it goes up to 38 cents. The price of on-demand sales also goes up. And I'll link this page of Shutterstock down in the description below. So now we're going to be moving on to the cons about Shutterstock. My first con about Shutterstock is going to be how little money the creator actually makes. Only earning 25 cents when your photos download is a little bit unmotivating sometimes, and I can completely understand that. Actually making this a lucrative source of income can be quite difficult. Videos do sell for a lot more, so I recommend going the video route if you know that that's going to be really unmotivating to you. As of this recording, there's over 320 million photos up on Shutterstock, and to put that into perspective, a portfolio with 1,000 images on it has this % chance of being seen. That can be a little bit unmotivating, and you can't really get mad when some photos don't sell. The website's just extremely oversaturated. It's been around for a long time, so a lot of content creators have a lot of images up here. So for example, that snow bridge that I showed you earlier, when you look up snow bridge on Shutterstock, there's over 100,000 other images that come up. This means that there are 100,000 other competitors with your image So it's a very, very, very saturated market, you can see. Now this is also unfortunate because it also makes some original content that is really good and that should sell very hard to find. Now this ties in with the luck thing, as luck can work both ways on Shutterstock. You can be lucky or you can be really unlucky. So that kind of that's in between a pro and a con, I'd say. Now another thing about the saturation with Shutterstock is you're not only competing with the saturation in Shutterstock, but the many other stock websites there are out there. There's Getty Images, iStock, for example, Adobe Stock. There are so many other stock websites that people use, and it's not like every creator is going to Shutterstock to get their images. So this just adds another layer onto the saturation, which is kind of unmotivating. Now, since there's a lot of competition, if you're uploading photos to Shutterstock on your iPhone, you're competing against people that have $3,000, $4,000 cameras, and generally the buyer can tell the difference and isn't going to want such a low-res photo and will go with the people who have more expensive cameras. So you also got to budget your camera setup into here if you're solely going to do this for stock photography. Now my final con about Shutterstock is going to have to be the amount of time that it takes. Now this was probably the hardest thing for me to come to terms with, is just because so much time is spent. First you have to edit the photo, then you have to upload it to Shutterstock, you have to do your title and keywords for every specific image, and you don't want to use the same title for every single photo of that day because they're just going to get lost in the algorithm. Nothing's going to be unique about it. Not only that, but rejections happen often for no reason, so you just have to upload it again and then it will get accepted the second time, which is quite annoying, and that's just a waste of time when that happens. Sometimes it will get rejected 2-3 times, but then the fourth time it will get accepted. And coming up with good keywords is no easy task either. That also takes a while too. You don't want to rush the title and keywords or the edit because then your photo just won't sell and all that work will be for nothing. And for the amount of time that I've spent uploading those 400 images that I have in my portfolio, the results really aren't very motivating for me to continue doing this. But hey, if you have the time to do this and you're not going to be doing anything better, then why not? So those are the major pros and cons that I have with Shutterstock. For me, it's just the amount of time that I put in for the amount of earnings that I received doesn't add up, and I think I could be using my time way more efficiently to do other things. So for me personally, I'm gonna have to say Shutterstock is not worth it in 2020, but that's just my opinion. For you, it could be completely different, and that's all right. I just want to remind you that this is coming from an amateur photographer who only has photos uploaded on Shutterstock. I don't have any video content or illustrations. And if some of you guys watch this video and decide Shutterstock's for you, then I'll leave my referral code down in the description below and feel free to use that while you sign up. I really want to thank you all for watching this video, and I hope I've helped you come to some sort of conclusion if Shutterstock is worth it for you in 2020. If you guys have any questions about Shutterstock, feel free to comment them below. I'll get back to you ASAP. And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next.